monsoon. I'm impressed. The brains are in the server room undergoing training. Knock yourself out. Go nuts.
Wow, we didn't start with a cutscene for once. That must be a momentous occasion. Welcome back to Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. We're in Denver, in the World Marshal Building. And Shelley, my favorite assistant. Have you done something different with your hair? You look a little different. But I really must insist. I need to get through here.
Watch out! Keep on coming!
So at this stage we've now unlocked Ripper mode, which means we can absolutely tear through any enemies we come across. It's just a case of hacking and slashing. And making sure you don't take too many hits, because that's just an inconvenience, really. And last but not least... Thank you very much. We've also got two doggies to deal with, so I'm going to engage Ripper mode for that, because these things are a pain in the backside. And it's worth just dealing with them as quickly as you possibly can. And Ripper mode is really good for that.
Raiden, Sundowner contacted you from the top floor. Time to make your way up there.
I'll also take time to mention that this is probably my least favorite stage in the game. A lot of faff, a lot of busy work, and it actually makes you do a boss gauntlet, which is lazy, to say the least.
The elevators appear to be disabled, which we should have expected, I suppose. I will access the control unit. Perhaps you can hack an elevator and make it operational. Ooh, splendid idea. By all means, yes. It seems the guards are storming the building. Raiden, get back to the entrance. Buy me some time to get this elevator operational.
Annoyingly, you can't actually go down there and engage the guys. You have to go from all the way up here and faff about and wait till they actually get you near you. But I haven't got any rocket launcher ammo, which I should probably rectify. Actually, where is all the rocket launcher ammo? There it is! We've also got a few dingbats coming up the stairs, and we're just going to try and take care of these guys from a distance, because they're really terrible shots. And where are you? Also, I've got my controls ever so slightly inverted, so it's not going to be the best kind of control here. I'm just going to wait for one of these guys to attack me. But yeah, you don't really need to do much. Just keep yourself occupied, keep the enemies occupied until the doors open, and then escape. Not much to it other than that, really. Like I said, a lot of faff.
For security purposes, the building is divided into upper and lower halves. The lower area consists of offices and meeting space for staff and visitors, while confidential military projects and technical research are restricted to the upper levels.
So that's where the brains in the server room will be, up top.
Indeed. But that elevator can only access the lower floors. You need to get to the 20th floor and pass the security gate there to reach the upper area.
Yada yada yada, blah 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 blah. Basically, I need to get 3 power conduits to unlock the door for the elevator itself.
Panels are most likely hidden in the walls.
As the good doctor is explaining.
To search for any unusual heat sources inside the walls there.
So basically, you got to hunt around for power supply boxes, take them out. And it helps to be stealthy. At least in this part of the game. So we're going to try and take it as... Ah, shit. Well, that's that out the window.
No choice now.
Indeed. Problem here is you've got to watch out for some irritating biped machines that are going to try and kick my backside. So I'm going to try and take out these other enemies as quickly as I possibly can. And hopefully build up a little bit of Ripper mode here. Here we go! And that means they're dispatched as quickly as Raidenly possible. Oh, I'm losing it. And as I said, we've also got a little bit of a biped problem to deal with here. Oh, he's gonna stun me. Gotta run away. I hate that EM blast that those things do. It's a real pain in the backside. But yeah, this is definitely the more action-y way to take care of business. And we've missed out on an arm pickup, but oh well.
Use your enhanced AR to locate it.
At least I don't have to worry about sneaking around anymore. We can just run around, take out these panels, and get on with the game. There's another one in here, hidden at the back of the room.
There should be an electrical panel nearby. Use your enhanced AR to locate it.
At the far end of the room, if I remember correctly. There we are. And, my game is doing something a little bit weird. Gravity has gone wrong. Yeah, I'm more concerned with the floating chairs and plant pots. Anyway, let's take care of this big guy. These two big guys, Jesus. This is why the actiony route, rather, isn't always the best route to take. And this is why Ripper mode is useful as hell. Because it just takes care of business. No fuss, no muss. Just slicing and dicing. And I'm wondering why this thing hasn't exploded yet. Because I've chopped off its legs. Seriously, these things are durable. Really durable. Okay, so what's left? Oh wait, crap! Forgot about the gecko! But never underestimate the irritating nature of dwarf geckos. There we go.
That should take care of security. Now,
any more enemies to take care of? No? Good. I think I'm going to switch over to the homing launcher as well. Because I've got a lot more ammunition for that. I just realized I've got absolutely no nano paste. Ah, oh, damn it, I thought I could have interrupted him with that. Armored pains in the butts. Because the third swipe is always unblockable. Git. And that is why you have Ripper, Dubry, Evil Raiden mode. Because it's fun. Anyway, that was probably quicker than having to do it the sneaky way. This is one of those missions, much like the last one, it goes on for a little bit. So I hope I can hold your interest.
Shall I activate your pain inhibitors now?
No, keep them off. I need it this way.
Well, as you wish. I must say, I have turned more than a few men into cyborgs. But you, well, your past is most,
What you getting at, Doc? Most of the time, you're working with First World ex-military. Grown men. Compared to the average Third World child soldier, I can't really complain. Most of them, they're the sort of guerrillas your typical patient gets paid to slaughter.
perhaps, but,
This shouldn't be news to you, Doc.
yes, but,
Look, just help me take care of those brains after I bring them back.
So yeah, shut up with your stupid face, Doctor. Seriously, where has all my nano paste gone? I'm sure I had more than that. I'm just gonna have to be careful.
This is crazy.
No point in fighting. Seriously, just keep running.
Do not have to fight every enemy you encounter, right? Try and keep moving.
The whole place just starts coming down around your ears, so stopping the fight ain't the best route to take. You could. It would probably improve your ranking, but
Nice of them to blow over the
not
door
really
for you,
worth
yeah?
it.
Idiots.
Not gonna bother with the pickups because I'm all about minimizing the lengthiness of this particular part of the game. Ah, come on, get up there. We're gonna have to deal with at least one thing on this stage, so I'm hoping I can get my my Ripper mode up to snuff soon. Oh. It's quite fun for just holding down ninja running forward. Nearly there. Just a few more bits of rubble. Here we are. Best thing I can advise you to do here is try not to get hit. Build up your blade gauge. And then just beat the ever-loving crap out of him. Just keep an eye out for those signalers. And you will be A-okay. Make sure we get that bit of fluid so we can get back up to full speed. And then run like hell again.
Sliders in the area. Perhaps they could be put to use.
But yeah, if there was any doubt that this is a Platinum Games game, it's erased right here. Because this is bananas.
Keep climbing like that. It will be much easier for you.
Also, it's actually quite easy to fail at this part of the game because these explosions are actually really hard to dodge if you don't know what you're doing. You're going to have to jump over a few of them just to get through. Very tricky to do first time. Hey. Like a glove. Combat rank S, man. Usually I get a terrible rank.
Right, the ways up now, yeah? Almost there. I have just finished analyzing the latest security data. You should find an indoor garden up ahead.
A garden? Sounds fancy.
A Japanese garden, to be precise. It is an area set aside for VIPs. Apparently, one of World Marshall's directors is a rather serious Japanese culture enthusiast.
All right. So what's this got to do with me? Is there something I need from the garden?
Not at all. You need only pass through that area to arrive at a freight elevator. I found a route to the elevator controls through the unit we hijacked downstairs. I have located the server room as well. You can reach it via the freight elevator.
Great work, Doc.
Elementary, my dear. Now, head for the garden.
Doctor's a real chatty Cathy, isn't he? Never shuts up. Anyway, cliched setting for ninja battles? I think so. But they'll really need to bring in the cleanup crew after this. Actually, come to think of it, Viscera cleanup detail. They could really benefit from a Metal Gear Rising Revengeance theme stage. Because seriously, all the body parts that get left over around here, more than enough work for them to do. And if you have no idea what Viscera cleanup detail is, you're missing out on some of the strangest fun I've had in a while. Especially if you can find the multiplayer mod. Seriously. Janitorial work with more than one player. More fun than it sounds. Anyway, back to the game. Oh, these guys are chump change. They're so easy to take care of. We've got a guy with a rogue rocket launcher that we want to get rid of. Them hitting you from a distance is super, super inconvenient. Much like that guy. God, I've had about all the Zandatsus I can handle right now. One more guy to take care of, and I think they bring in the hounds. Oh, this is a heavy guy. He's got a little bit more armor. Quite hard to spot. Just got to keep an eye out for him. And then breakdance them to death. Maybe chop off a foot. And maybe a few arms. But these guys are actually pretty gregarious. I had a guy crawling around after me when I thought he was dead. It's kind of weird. Anyway, no hounds. I'm pretty sure I had hounds last time. That's how good my memory is, for one. Okay, we've got to proceed through the Japanese garden. We can do that a number of ways. We can avoid confrontation where necessary. Which, to be honest, ain't that fun. So, confrontation! You do have to face up against a few gorillas in this stage, which, as you know, are my least favorite enemy type. So I'm going to let everyone come to me, and then I'm going to engage Ripper mode. Just going to try and draw them. And engage! And I'm just going to let rip with the polearm here. It's the most effective thing to use, especially if you're surrounded by crowds. Very useful, very fun, and it just sends all the limbs flying. Means you can tackle the stage a hell of a lot quicker than you normally would, and you lose a hell of a lot less more health. That makes sense, I'm sure. There's one more guy, was there? No, I took him out. Simple and clean. And curiously, for this kind of stage, you don't go out through this big honking door. Oh no! No, you can't do that. Even though it's only barricaded with wood. In fact, you have to go all the way up to a walkway at the top of the room.
Alright, follow the catwalk straight ahead to reach the elevator.
Makes total sense.
My apologies, Raiden. I seem to have fallen behind.
No worries. Actually, I should thank you.
What are you talking about?
If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have gotten Jack back.
Then, that is your true nature.
More or less. Still interested?
I find no reason to alter my objectives. From the moment we met, you have acted on emotional urges. You speak of protecting those weaker than you. Such people number in the billions. It is impossible. You cannot save every human being in the world. You cannot save every street child. After extended observation, I have come to a conclusion. Your actions are rooted in affinity for those from similar circumstances as yours.
Huh. Guess so. Not much of a superhero after all, huh?
However, your emotional status is understandable. Perhaps I share this same affinity.
Well, if that's what you feel, then glad to have you along.
Roger. You can reach the server room via the freight elevator just ahead.
Okay, I want you guys to count how many floors I pass on the way up here, because this place is ridiculously huge. I'm just wondering if it's a good idea to try and sneak my way around this. Nanopaste, electrolyte. I'm all about the nanopaste. We also need a barrel. Just to fool these guys. And wait for them to come past and do a bit of a stealth kill on them. Hopefully this works. I've got no idea. I've not tried this way before. I'm gonna wait for him to turn around and then shove a knife in his back. Ah, much easier. Yep, I prefer this method. Is there anyone else we need to take care of? There's this dude who's probably going to get alerted by everyone else in the room. No, he's gone. He's gonna. And is there anyone else that I need to take care of? With his back conveniently turned, he's probably going to turn right round. Nope. I'm good. I'm good. Shame I couldn't get any nano paste out of these guys. I'm sure I've collected some of that stuff. I'm going to try and hoover it up. That was a holo chip. And what's the other thing I missed? Another holo chip. Mainly for upgrading your abilities. Okay, we got some nano paste. That's me feeling a little bit more relieved. But yeah, this lift goes on for quite a while, and I'm pretty sure the building isn't that tall. It's kind of silly, but you know, what can you do? Ah, it's just so satisfying. Especially when you get to take care of geckos as well. They are absolute pains in the backside. Especially when there's more than one. I'm trying to get a good hit off one of these. Nah. I'm never quite sure which one is trying to target me. So it's really hard to time. And really hard to figure out if you're gonna get a retaliatory strike on them. And they kind of dart away before you can do much, which is a bit that annoys me. So I'm just gonna dice them to pieces with the Zandatsus. Or the Ripper Zandatsu, more like. There we go. A lousy B rank for my trouble. Damn, I'm gonna have to carve up a few people here to get some health back. Don't want to have to use this nano paste too early, especially before I face Sundowner later on. Ah, damn, I wish I had that one. Come on. Hey, there we go. My, what a nice spine you have. Come on. Ah, damn it. I'm still not sure how to deal with these things. They're probably one of the more unpredictable things in the game for me. Especially with the EMP blast balls. Really hard for me to deal with. Don't know what to do when they start shooting them at their faces. And they always seem to stagger back just before I have a chance to get any kind of meaningful Zandatsu on them. Hey, there we go. And now, I'm pretty sure we've got to take care of some dwarf geckos who try and slow down the lift. Nope, nope. Once again, it's Ripper mode that's going to save you here. Because they can be an absolute pain in the backside if you let them get the upper hand on you. Oh no! They really, really do not care about the insurance costs of this building, do they? I hate to be the accountant for World Marshal. Just be tearing his hair out.
Careful, Raiden. The elevator cannot take much more of this. Jump to that adjacent platform. On. The platform is losing speed. Scheiße! The tripods are interfering.
Haha, he said the German word for shit. I found this quite interesting in other languages as well. You'll find that, especially in France, where I'm living at the moment, you'll hear the really bad swear words in English quite often on TV. They don't censor them. Because I figure they don't really have much reason to if a lot of the population don't really understand it other than, ooh, it's an English rude word. Okay, let's see if we can catch up with the other elevator. Ah, it's time. Best ignore anyone. Because as soon as you leap onto the platform, it blows up, so there's no use dragging it on for any longer than necessary. And you can get fairly bogged down if you let it. Nearly at the top now.
From the top floor to the freight elevators. You pass to the server room leads right through them.
Yep. Best way to do it. Just go absolutely ape. That's a technical way. Aw, damn. I do wish I would have saved a little bit of Reaper magic. Or Ripper magic even for these guys. Run away! You don't want them to hug you. Hugging is bad. Ah, really hard to figure that one out. Shouldn't be too long now. I've nearly built up my Ripper gauge. Ah, you don't want them doing that. Ah, I hate you, gorilla sons of bitches. Oof, that was close. Sometimes the stick waggling doesn't work, but sometimes it's all you can do. Ah, there we go. I never usually manage to get out of a headlock. Ah, crud. Get out of it! That was a close one. I wish I would have got him through the middle so I could have got his spine. Would have felt a little bit better about that, but oh well. What can you do?
The server room's ahead?
Yes, according to what I have here.
What should I expect to find? If they're VR training those brains, I'm guessing it won't look like your typical IT department.
Quite right. Most of it will likely be occupied by life support units, feeding oxygen and nutrition to the brains they have stored, you know. They would also need a server to feed them the VR data, but in terms of structure, it's really more brain storage and maintenance than a server room. But no doubt it makes a convenient euphemism for what they are really doing there.
Yada 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 yada. There's a lot of blah blah, a lot of meaningless blah blah. So I hope you don't mind if I skip that, because I'd rather just show you the cool bits while giving you as much story as possible. But let's face it, you can skip the codec calls, and most of the time you do. Did you know that you can actually contact people on codec in this game? Why? Why would you ever want to bother? Codec is only worth it in the Metal Gear Solid games. When in this kind of game, fast-paced combat, it just feels out of place.
What?
And here...
Miss Charles. She's...
No. A sphere body, if I had to guess, likely controlled by an AI.
the bloody boss gauntlet. So, oh hey, I heard you beat all these bosses before. Let's make you do it again. It's not even the fact that it's Mistral, it's the one after this that annoys me real bad. But I'll get to that in a bit. I find it kind of fun that I'm using her own weapon against her, though. Because the polearm is just really useful and really cool to use. I honestly don't use any other weapon in the game apart from, you know, Raiden's actual blade. Shake out of that one, and resume ripping. Best thing to do here is just, yeah, don't give her a chance. Just lay in as fast and as hard as you can. Ooh, wanna run. She occasionally lobs things from the top, which are really annoying if you're being held down by dwarf geckos. Ah, damn it, that's a waste. Nearly there. He's only on 22% left, and thankfully, I haven't used any nano paste, and nor should you. Really crucial that you get through this without incurring as much damage as you can. You'll need all of it, especially considering what the next Gauntlet boss is going to be. She's nearly done. Hey! But you'll understand what I mean in a brief second. Excuse me, burping a little bit. Because the next contestant, I only just faced him at the end of the last stage. Dick move. Oh, damn it. Thankfully, Monsoon doesn't do the whole crazy, annoying throwing military vehicles at you in this this particular room. But he does get pretty irritating to deal with. You've really got to get this right as well. If you miss the head, he can become really uber irritating to deal with. The fact is, he already is uber irritating to deal with. That and his moves are really tricky to catch because sometimes he barely telegraphs them. It's that aerial attack that always gets me. Here we go. The trickiest part of the battle by far is when he can disassemble himself. Because you've got to wait for the right opening, and then he just kind of saunters around, throws his kais at you, and then you got to watch out for his bloody legs. Oh, come on, let me do this, let me do this, let me do this. Woof. Gotta be careful. It is highly likely that we're about to lose a buttload of health and end up having to use a nano paste. Crap. There's a nano paste. And we're clipping through the wall. Lovely. Just about as I was gonna kill you as well, you slippery son of a bitch. But that's why I dislike Monsoon. He's a bit of a git. But now that they're taken care of, we can get to the real meat and potatoes of this stage. Maybe they just felt like this stage was too short for him.
Don't disrupt the students while class is in session. I believe you're familiar with the lesson plan. The same regimen you went through in Liberia. Effective program. Just look how you turned out. Of course, running it in the real world just got a bit too complicated. Doing it virtually, though, no fuss, no muss. Straight to the brain. It's like a dream. Well, maybe dream is the wrong word. They can kill some POWs, some civilians. They enjoy it, though. We give their pleasure centers a nice big jolt every time. Plus, they get
I hate it when villains monologue.
Another thing you have in common. I chose this. They're kids, you son of a bitch. And kids are cruel. All people are by nature. They just lose touch with it as they get older. Start thinking they know right and wrong. That's immoral. War crime this, code of conduct that. Kids, you can mold, manipulate it to performing all kinds of atrocities. And there's nothing like a good atrocity to keep a war going. That's why I'm shutting you down. You just don't see the bigger picture, do you? this whole place down. Waltz out of the rubble with all these precious brains. Nothing changes. All the guys in charge are long gone. We've got offices around the world. We're just suppliers. We don't create the market for war.
And who does? The Patriots are gone.
Those guys just manage the war economy. They didn't invent it. Did you think every battle in history was all part of some big old conspiracy? Bullshit! War is just part of who we are. Why fight it? Anyway, none of this will matter in 3 hours. Demand for PMCs is about to skyrocket. Like the good old days after 9/11.
What are you talking about?
Not here. Follow me.
Raiden, get Sundowner. Do not lose it this time.
As a reward for getting through that extra cutscene out of what must be billions in this game, this room is shaped like a brain. If you look on the radar, the 2 bits at the front meant to denote the eyes, whereas the larger bit at the back is for the rest of the brain. Just thought you might find that interesting. It's a brain-shaped room for holding brains. Subtle. But I find the upcoming boss battle to actually be one of the more interesting ones. Forces you to pay a little bit more attention other than hacking and slashing, and you'll see what I mean in a little while.
How's this, Jack? We can play up here without damaging the merchandise.
What happens in 3 hours?
Don't matter. You're too late. Even at Mach 2, you wouldn't make it. And killing you is gonna take some time. Slow and painful. Like I said, kids are cool, Jack. And I'm very in touch with my inner child. You can be cooler than that, Jack.
Okay. But this is where it gets strange. You've basically got to chop off his arms before you do anything else. And the reason for that is he's got mines on his shield, what he just tried to block me with. And he can quite easily hit you with them as well, which is a teeny bit annoying. And you've got to know what you're doing when you need to dodge, otherwise you can find yourself in sticky situations with this particular boss. Oh, we gotta line it up right, gotta line it up right. There we go. And this allows you to try and take out the other bits of his arms. But you gotta be careful, you gotta not strike. Ah, crap! You gotta not strike the other parts of his shield, otherwise it'll blow up in your face. Very tricky. And as you've probably noticed, he's not even that far down in health at the moment. This is just this is just the meat and potatoes of the fight. This is just getting you to the main fight. Also, dodging those helicopters is a pain as well. I should have seen that coming. It was an orange attack. And now I am stuck in dire need of some nano paste. But not before I chop off these arms. Now I can get to business. I think I made him mad. Oh, balls. Now there's an attack you've really got to watch out for in this battle. It's his pincer claw attack, which has a really big radius of attack. You see? It is really hard to avoid. But at least you can deal a hell of a lot of damage when you've got Ripper mode engaged. Heavily advise it. Heavily advise it wherever you can. Unleash the Ripper. Go nuts on this guy. And whittle down his health as much as you can. But now what I can also do is I can use the electrolyte pack and get Ripper mode back, because I think I'm out of my regular stuff. At least I'm pretty sure. He is now hitting me with a chimney, by the way. Ah, damn it! I was running for that paste as well. Now, chances are, folks, I'm gonna die. And I'm gonna have to do this battle again. Oh well. Don't worry though, the checkpoint is pretty generous. It's actually from when you've gotten rid of his shielding. So it's not too bad at all. And we're gonna do the same tactics as before. We're gonna try and unleash Ripper mode. Try and do as much damage as we can. And try and avoid his pincer attack. Ooh, I think I stopped him from doing his pincer attack. That's what the pole arm's quite good for interrupting. Alright, he's gotten away. Which means we can use these guys as cannon fodder and recharge our supplies, which I really should have done earlier. Oh. If you can get in close on him like this, it's a lot easier to take him out. Because look, he's right down to 17. Only a few more hits left. Oh yeah! So when you know what you're doing, these boss battles can actually be pretty easy. But I can imagine for a first timer, these are insane to learn. The patterns, how you're supposed to defeat them. It's tricky. It's a tricky game. Oh, and this is where the game goes a little bit crazy again. Because Platinum Games. So if you excuse me, I'll just be giggling all the way through this next part. Because it's stupid. You are seeing exactly what you were seeing. A man using his sword as a joystick to control a robot bird. While flying through a building that is improbably tall on the inside. It's like the TARDIS, I'm pretty sure. You just keep firing missiles. You do need to dodge debris. I'm just doing a reasonable job of it this time. Because all the particles that are going all over the place are actually pretty hard to see. And then you got to slash through the bloody roof. Nuts. Absolutely nuts. Because as you know, every boss battle ends with one very particular act. And that's slicing and dicing. And with Sundowner, because he's such an absolute bastard, I'm gonna make sure he's extra fine ground mincemeat. Ooh, it's nasty. Look at all that. If we were playing Quake, it'd be Ludicrous Gibbs. Actually, no. Was that Quake? Quake 2? Quake Arena? I get my references mixed up. Don't worry about it. But I'm impressed. I only died once in that battle. I'm not the greatest player, let's face it.
What happens in 3 hours?
Heal, launch,
Operation hard to pronounce.
Son, I've already said too much. I have a call to make. Got yourself shaving? Asshole.
How is he retching if he doesn't have a body?
Real good. You knew this would happen, didn't you? Well, you'll get your wish. Up to you now. Sam.
Raiden here. I've taken Marshall HQ.
Yeah. I have just entered Denver airspace. I will be there soon.
Hurry.
Right. What Sundowner said.
I know. Anything that'll rival 9/11 cannot be good.
And in 3 hours, maybe less. He said even Mach 2 could not get there in time.
If he was serious, that's over 4,000 miles away.
4,500. So whatever it is, it's not happening on American soil.
If it's gonna spike demand for PMCs, it's gotta be a political hotspot. A coup or civil war in a stable region wouldn't have a domino effect.
And they'd want to draw in a superpower. No.
What?
The president. He's on his way to Pakistan. If something happens to him there,
Oh, shit. The War on Terror Part 2.
contact the military.
Official channels are frozen since Mexico. Unofficial channels would take too long.
Besides, what's our proof? Who's gonna believe us over World Marshal?
Then we have to get there first.
Невозможно. Impossible. It is the other side of the planet. Even if we were in the world's fastest jet right now, it's not even close.
Hold up. It's not a jet we need.
Courtney?
An RLV would make it with time to spare.
That's...
Mach 23 if we're talking 1 atmosphere. 17,650 miles per hour.
That would make Pakistan in under half an hour.
Right. Contact Solus.
Well, at least that was shorter than the last stage. We did reasonably well. I only died once when fighting Sundowner. I'm actually trying to remember if I've died fighting any of the other bosses so far. If not, then go me. This isn't a pro run through, so yeah. Temper your expectations. Thank you very much for watching. We'll be right on to the next video ASAP. This has been Mr. Icarus playing Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. Till next time.